FreePascal Unleashed. Have you heard about it? Have you seen it? Have you used it? For me, there's a little bit of energy around FreePascal Unleashed edition. For me, it's not a revolution. It's not something that's trying to overthrow the kingdom. It's a small, intriguing little spark. Something to make a developer lean in a little bit more closely to see what's happening and take a look. And there's a little bit of controversy as well, because some of what I will show you, or maybe a lot of it, some purists of Pascal might hate it. Because if you spent time on the forums, something as maybe as innocent as inline variables could trigger a debate, and one person perhaps even insisting that Pascal was fine as it was in the early 2000s, and that's okay. FreePascal does evolve a little, let's say, slowly, but that could also be seen as part of its strength. But with the Unleashed edition, then there's a space where FreePascal can stretch its legs a little too. So if that's something that you're interested in, well, let's take a little look, shall we? FreePascal Unleashed is a fork of the FreePascal project or compiler, and it adds in some modern language features that live behind an unleashed mode switch, and you get things like inline variables, pattern matching, tuples. You got defer, auto free, RTTI stripping, and there is much more. If you want to have a look at it, you can go to github.com/FPC-Unleashed. So I think what we might do now would be to jump into a few example things, code even, to see what it looks like. Perhaps let's get the most controversial one out of the way, and let's have a look at inline variables. It's a space where opinions can be, let's say, spicy or lively, because I understand that some people like them, some people will hate them, and some people even go so far as to think they're the downfall of a programming language. But suffice to say that FreePascal Unleashed will lean into these, because inline variables sort of like encourage a style where variables will live close to where they're being used. So rather than putting all your variables up here in a declaration block that's between the procedure and begin, here you will declare them where they're going to be used, and you just put the word var in front of them. Here though, we are instantiating a string list, and we don't have the type, and I'll say that here the type would be implied. In some ways, we could say that it keeps functions tidy, and maybe from a mental perspective, a bit simpler. And I like to think that Pascal would have the room for everyone. Now, you'll also see with this example here that it also uses a new keyword called defer. So if you've seen any Go programs, this is something that sort of like comes from that space. So what we can do here is, after we instantiate let's say a string list, we can use a defer where we would use, let's say, wanted to free that list, and that would happen when the variable goes out of scope. Now, the reason why I've added some write lines in so I can see when exactly it would happen here. What you'll find then is that by using, let's say, this defer keyword, you don't have to worry about a try finally or a try except. There's no nesting involved. You can just use your variable, and like I said, when it goes out of scope, it ensures that whatever you have within that defer block would then be executed. You can also have multiple defer statements, and they will operate on a last in, first out order. So if you go A, B, and C, it will go C, B, and A, on the way out. Now, if you don't want to, let's say, manually free the list yourself, then you could use auto free. So if we were to take out these lines here, and we just use this auto free keyword, then again, when the variable goes out of scope, then that list would be freed again, and you again don't have to have the try finally type code. You get the same level of safety as before. Now, while I don't have an example here about generics, essentially the real change here is it does away with the specialized keywords. It may be seen as making generic types easier to use and declare, especially when type parameters are explicit. It doesn't magically turn, your FreePascal code into Delphi. Although it does make it, then it also makes generics feel like a first-class citizen. So perhaps maybe a real-world example of using, these ideas of the auto-free type code. Let's go down here and we could do, what have we got here? So here we have an example of a function which does a file copy type operation where we will open up the source file, we can open up a destination file, it will be created, and then we can copy all the contents from the file source coming in, and they're going to go into the file out, and then we have to free everything. These lines here could be all replaced by something like this. I'm just going to copy this code here. And our file copy operation could look like this, so that on the way out, fout gets freed, fin is freed as well. Again, no try finally type block. Also here in the Unleashed thing, we can initialize multiple variables in one go. So here what I've got are 3 local variables, integers A, B, and C, and here they'll all be initialized to the value, 1 here, or 2 even, so 21. We're playing blackjack. Also, you'll see in FreePascal, you can have, let's say, statements that return values, statements returning a value. So here I can have, let's say, a string here, and it would have the value of, foo or bar, depending on the how the condition evaluates. This line here is, the same as, having these 2 lines of code here. It just allows you to be a little bit more expressive, perhaps, in how we write our code. With tuples, it's another addition into the language, and they're not part of FreePascal or Delphi out of the box even, but they're a lightweight way of being able to group variables without having to define a record or a class. They're handy when you want to return multiple values without having to create a whole new type. So here what we have now is a function here called a get location. It's going to return a XY pair, and here we can say that the X value that we're returning is 10, the Y value is -5, and this function here will be called from here, and we can then basically have the return values from that function being X and Y. And we put these in rounded brackets to get, to signal that these are both being returned here. Now here with a tuple, if you do forget to surround it by the brackets, your program will still compile. But when you do try and run it, the output would be that instead. It's therefore important to remember to make sure that you do surround them with the rounded brackets for them to function properly. Now, the next thing here is string interpolation. That is, I think, the latest idea which was added into this particular version. So rather than doing something like here where you'll say A equals A, B equals B, C equals in a variable C here, if you have a $ followed by your the string literal, then things within the parentheses, if they match a variable name, then it would be that gets replaced by the value of the variable. So tuples are not meant as a replacement for records. They're let's call it a convenient tool for small ad hoc structures. So does any of this actually matter? Well, initially I would say that I wouldn't say I was skeptical about the addition of these keywords or features to the language, but I can see there is a lot of merit to being able to have something that's auto-freed, or to defer something. I can put that line straight under the line where, let's say, something is constructed on the heap, and I don't have to look further down the code to check whether it's being freed or not. One could argue then that it makes, it could be used to make Pascal easier to teach and to learn. We could say that it aids as a way of being resource safe, and they also remove some of that boilerplate code that we write over and over again. The try, the finally, the x.free, the y.free, or the z.free, and it allows you to concentrate on the problem solving. As I said at the beginning of this video, if you use any of these features, then your program will not compile with FreePascal. So we're talking about things like defer, like autofree, the tuples, the cleaner generics, and they also won't work in Delphi. So if you are looking for that maximum portability, then stick to something like FreePascal. You want to be able to use, let's say, a more expressive version of Pascal for your own projects, then the Unleashed edition gives you that option. So where does it go from here? Well, I don't have that answer. As I said, it's not really trying to replace FreePascal. They're actually trying to find a name for it. So if you do wander over into one of the spaces on the GitHub page, you'll see that they're trying to work out a name for it. It's not trying to compete with either Delphi or FreePascal yet, but it is a space where the new ideas can be tried and refined, and I don't know if they can be used to influence the mainstream compilers at all. But as I said, if you do looking for that maximum compatibility, then standard FreePascal would be for you. You don't really. What I will say is that you don't really need this Unleashed edition, but it is certainly a fun little toy to play with. So if you enjoy programming with Pascal, whether you come from Delphi or Lazarus or just discovering the language, I'd say, then the Unleashed edition is definitely worthwhile exploring. It's familiar, I'll say. It definitely feels fresh, but it also shows you that a language with decades of history can still grow in a thoughtful and elegant ways. I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.